Good morning from the Punjabi Gardener. I'm sort of new to my own YouTube channel, but just going to give you an idea. This is my garden at the moment, and I'm going to show you my dog Romeo, a very loyal servant, and sitting there quietly, waiting for my wife to come out, probably waiting for some food. I started off really with a very small greenhouse, so it was a very small, sort of 25–30 pound greenhouse, and as I became more successful at sowing and growing and harvesting vegetables, I went on to a slightly bigger one. I then really escalated, and I went into constructing my own sort of containers and sort of perimeter casing for plants. There you can see some aubergines growing. I've got some tomatoes here which I've grown in a grow bag, although I have got some growing in the soil as well. So as I said to you, I started with one greenhouse, the one I've just shown you. That's my sort of herb container. It's got loads and loads of herbs in there, fantastic herbs. You've got purple sage, you've got sort of mini strawberries, you've got basil mint, just loads and loads of herbs in there. Of course I have some plants as well in my garden, hanging basket. Just to give you a rough idea, that's kohlrabi, also known as German turnip. I've grown those in containers, and as I said, I started from nothing, and now I've got various chili plants here, and you can see Scotch bonnet just to the left there. That's habanero chilies, which I started off growing in my greenhouse. In fact, all of these I actually started off in the greenhouse, and so you can see various chili plants there. And I use good quality netting, allowing you not only to see the plant but protect the plant from birds, and slugs and snails. Chard is one of my favourites. I use chicken wire to cover the chard. So again, a lovely sort of salad. Also a great alternative for spinach, because you can't grow spinach all year round in the UK, so chard is a good alternative. So moving swiftly over, again I started life out with grow bags, because they've got everything in them. The soil has all the nutrients and vitamins. There you can see some curly kale, you can see some lettuce, and I put some containers around each of the lettuce just to protect it from slugs and snails, and I cut those out of the trays that you get in the nursery for the plants. And now here's one of my biggest achievements is my vegetable bed. I constructed that all by myself, and you can see I've used timber decking, and fully reinforced. And I started off with just a vegetable bed, and then I built a sort of roof with meshing and put some uprights in, and even made a bit of a door actually. So I've just got a couple of bamboo canes, and I tie some of the plant ties on the top and the bottom just to keep them shut, and I've given them, the vegetable bed, a few doors. So you've got one door there, you've got one door there, and if you actually go around, I'm certainly quite proud of it. You've got another door there, and then you've got another door on the other side. Growing in here, we've got courgettes, and here's a close-up, some courgettes. Bag on in the middle, and I harvested a few of these yesterday, are sweet corns. And just to give you a close-up, of a sweet corn. So that's ready to harvest really. You can see that the top of what I call the hair is going brown, so that's going to be ready to harvest. And there's a way to check if it's ready to harvest, and there's a way to harvest it as well. I've got pumpkin growing here. Again, I always like to put supports on, and I'm just going to move over swiftly. I've got pumpkins growing here as well. Again, limited in space, so let's see how we go. Pumpkins really need to, they really need space. Literally need to devote a whole garden to pumpkins, but I'm certainly going to give it a go. This is your other sort of door on this side, you can just see it. Sweet corn, I've got about 8 plants in there, and in fact the other thing that I've done quite well with is butternut squash. I mean, look at that, that is absolutely fantastic. I mean, that's a big one. And then the other side, I've got one growing there, and that's a nice butternut squash, so that's doing really well. I try and trellis the plants where I can, you know, let them grow naturally. But look at those courgettes, I mean, that's fantastic, look at that. Some people do eat the sort of flowers on the end, and but look at those lovely big green leaves. I'll show you some fantastic courgettes here. Look at that, look at those courgettes, I mean, they're absolutely beautiful. So again, constructed this all by myself, and over here we've got melon, and side by side I've got melon there as well, so 2 melon plants. I've got cucumber growing there. I've got gherkin, that's gherkin, the big tall one. I've got tomato growing in there. I've got a very big tomato plant growing in here on this side. This one I named after, or I planted for my daughter. It's called Angelica. That's what we used to call her when she was a little kiddie, Angelica. And that grows really, really big and really well. Great leaves for herbs, stews, soups. I've got peas. Again, I made the trellis myself. Those are peas. That's a scarlet runner, just in the corner. It's got huge, and you can see very closely. You can actually see the runner beans. Look, absolutely fantastic. Sorry, just moving over to the corner here. I've got broad beans, which I need to spray today, because they get sort of they sort of get rusty spots on them. So those are broad beans that I've got growing there. I grew those last year actually. Italian carrots, which I've sown from a brand called Franchi. I've got courgettes, again, because I like courgettes, I've got those in sort of smaller sort of membrane cloth type pots, you know, where the water goes straight through, and it stores just the right amount of water. Aubergine is one of my favourites. Here you go, some aubergines there. Another chilli plant, again very airy in the middle. I've got another chilli plant there. Scarlet runner again. Here you go, that's a big old plant. And there's another scarlet runner plant there, absolutely fantastic. This is an aubergine plant, so hopefully that should start giving us some fruit. I've got some courgettes there, and now what else do we have? I've got broad beans here, broad beans there. I've grown broad beans before just to give you a close-up. There you go. Excuse me, sorry. There's a broad bean there. There you go. That's what they look like. So these need treatment because they've got a bit of a disease, like an orange rust, which I've got to spray later on today. I've got rhubarb. I always keep the bottom leaves trimmed so they don't touch the soil. Now this is absolutely fantastic. This is cucumber. Look at the size of the plants flowering. That's cucumber. And if you look closely, you can actually see the cucumber. Look at that. It's absolutely fantastic. Now if you want to see one that's slightly bigger, look behind. Look at that. That's fantastic. That's my second cucumber. There's another one on its way. And I've got loads of them up this vine that are coming out. That's flowering. Trellis I constructed myself. Again, this is gherkin. You'll notice it's a gherkin because they're sort of razor-like outsides, spikes. I've got pea plant there. I've got another gherkin plant just here. Another pea plant there. That's rhubarb. And in here I've got sprouts. Maybe get a better view from here. I've got sprouts growing. Got a bit of lettuce in the corner there as well. And you see the way we've covered these cauliflowers. It's because you get these sort of green bugs which drill into which actually drill into the cauliflower. So I've got them covered with like a membrane. So yeah, I mean, look at the size of those leaves. I mean, they're huge. I've got 3 sprouts and 3 cauliflowers in the back there. That's a bit of chocolate mint, and the beetroot I did phenomenally well with this year. You can even harvest and eat the leaves, stir fry, etc. So the beetroot have done really, really well. I'll try and see if I can show you a close-up of the beetroot. Again, lettuce, one of my favourites. Now, if you look closely, you'll actually see, I don't know if you can see the sort of brown, I don't know if you can just see the brown bits at the bottom. See if I can lift this up and show you from here. Right, now, can you see the beetroot? I mean, they're absolutely huge. I bought yesterday about twice the size of a cricket ball. So yeah, these do really well. I've got lettuce on the front here. These are parsnips, by the way. They're going to be ready to harvest soon. A bit more beetroot there. What else do we have? I've got parsnip there as well. Some parsnip here. I've got curly kale. Curly kale is very nice, soft and tender. Got parsnip there as well. Parsnip there. And this is sweet potato, again one of my favourites, which is doing quite well. And I've got sweet potato here. And back to the tomatoes, just to give you a rough idea, I started from literally nothing, and this is what we got now.